My name is Tony Walsh, founder of Feed the Homeless. Feed the Homeless was established about 18 months ago. We set up a soup run and a mobile outreach here to cater for the needs of homeless people on the street. We're in the middle of a housing crisis, so on any given night that we're out here in a soup kitchen, we'd feed that up to maybe 250 people from hotel emergency accommodation with young children, people in need, and also roof sleepers. Who we have on board at the minute, we've Tesco's, we've Food Cloud, we've RP Donuts, Domino's Pizza, and Alfredo's takeaway in Darndale, also Delucia's takeaway in Darndale. On any given night here at our soup kitchen, we would cater for probably 200 to 250 people at our soup kitchen, and it would vary. It'd be people, families and children from hotel emergency accommodation who don't have cooking facilities, rough sleepers who would present to us here for hot food and support. And also what we're witnessing is a lot of families who do have accommodation but can't afford to put food on the table, so we would support them also. If anyone would like to support us, they can go on to a Facebook page called Feed Our Homeless, or you can contact us in our head office on 01 444 2966. You can donate food, you can donate warm clothing or toiletries. We're a non-profit, and we're not fully funded, and we don't have grants from anywhere, so we rely heavily on support from our local businesses and from the public to carry out our frontline services here in the city centre. What we're witnessing is the numbers seem to be increasing out here on the soup kitchen, and also what we are witnessing is there's a lot of I wouldn't say a lot, but there's a good few roof sleepers out there who are either in recovery from addiction or who don't have alcohol or drug issues, and are sleeping rough on the street because they won't use the emergency services because they're unsafe due to alcohol and drug issues. So we'd have a lot of male and female to present us here for hot food and support. Also, as I said, the numbers just seem to be increasing now here on the street with families with young children. Just in February, January, February, we had an extra, I think 300 families came on stream. So yeah, the numbers increase here, dramatically. Sometimes it varies from week to week, but here on Sunday night just gone, all our hot food was gone. We set up at 7 o'clock, and by 8:15, all our food was gone. I think we fed here on Sunday night anything up to 400 people, so yeah, it varies, but it just goes to show the need out on the street here for hot food and support. We also provide an advocacy service, so what we do here is we'd advocate for our service users in terms of we'd link them in, at 10 o'clock here we'd ring up the free phone, and they, for emergency beds, or the following day we'd link them into other services in the community such as housing, addiction services, education services, doctors appointed, getting them onto doctors. So yeah, it's not only a soup run here or an outreach, there's advocacy involved. We also go into schools and we provide education to young students around homelessness, around drug and crime prevention. The reason why we provide education, I suppose, through my own experience, I was once homeless myself for nearly 20 years. I was also in addiction for 20 years. And through the help and support, not through people giving me a hand out, but someone giving me a hand up and believing in me, that I took my life around, so I went into treatment and rehabilitated myself, went on to college there and done a diploma and a degree in addiction. So I decided then I wanted to come into the sector and help people. Addiction destroys families, it drives communities, it destroys everything around you. And through being in the old prison best part of my life, I said, enough is enough. I don't want to live this life anymore because drugs control me. They controlled every part of my life. So I didn't want to, I suppose, drugs to keep controlling me. I wanted to address the issue. So that took residential treatment. We've over 3,000 children homeless. We're in the worst housing and homeless crisis we've ever been in. We don't have enough social housing out there to meet the needs of families waiting on a place to call home. We've relied on the over-reliance of the rental market to solve our housing crisis. So there's just not enough housing out there to meet the needs of homeless people. What we do need at the minute, we need more social housing built to meet the needs of homeless people who are either on the housing list. There's 10,000 people around the country. There's a lot of people, that's homeless. But all the hotels around the city centre are all full of families, the young children who are homeless. And as I say, just waiting on a place to call home.
my name is Stan Henderson. I'm a freelance journalist, write as many articles as I can to highlight the situation, and I found the editors in Leash to be very, very good. It's shocking what we see here. Every time that we come up, the queues are getting bigger and bigger. Firmly myself, I believe that the homeless crisis, which is now at around 10,000 people, I think that this is all starting in the possession courts that are going on all around the country on a daily basis. People are more or less, in my opinion, duped into calling their dwelling or referring to their dwelling as positive law that is used. And the dwelling is sacrosanct in Article 40.5 of the Constitution of Ireland, the 1937 Constitution of Ireland. And the family unit is above any positive law. And people are just allowing their homes to be referred to as premises and properties, and they're losing them. The repossession orders are being granted. People are ending up homeless, their houses are sold to vulture funds, etc. And the people are ending up in emergency accommodation in B&Bs and some on the streets, unfortunately. And we've even come across people here on the streets who actually get up in the morning and go to work because they're just priced out of the rental property. They can't afford rent, but they get up in the morning, they go to work, and they return to that shop doorway in the evening time. And it's just an absolute disgrace what's going on, and it really seriously needs to be highlighted. The media has to pay more attention to this, much more attention to this. It's a shocking situation that has to be highlighted, and the government and the state have to build, they have to start building public housing. There's no point in putting people into the private renting sector under the HAP scheme, because what happens is after a while the landlord puts the rent up, so therefore the people are priced out of the property market.
Hi, my name is Rob Henderson. I started volunteering at Peter about 2 weeks ago, last Thursday. I came up with my dad and Mom Puppy, and it's just shocking. I wanted to make a difference, so I come up here nearly every Thursday night.
My name's Tom Duffy. I live in Port Shine. I'm a volunteer with Feed the Homeless. I got involved when I gave Tony a couple hundred sleeping bags from the electric picnic, and he asked me to become an ambassador for County Leash. Myself and Stan, we collect donations from the people of County Leash, which is unbelievable amount of stuff we get every week to bring up here to help out the group. And I'd just like to thank everyone who gives us stuff every week in, week out. My name is Craig Hassels. I'm from Crumlin. I've been working with the Feed the Homeless group now for about 4 or 5 months. I got involved through a friend, and ever since that I've just been coming in and giving a hand out. I really enjoy the work that I've been doing, and to see the people around me and supporting people that haven't got a voice is actually quite good. You know, I was here last week and there was one guy in particular who came up with his socks. He had a few of his possessions stolen in a hostel, and this is one thing Natasha and Tony is trying to highlight to the public, that we need hostels that are drug free and alcohol free, that give people that safe and secure feeling. That's why most people are actually deciding to go onto the streets, is because they don't feel safe enough in the hospitals. But back to the story, the guy came up, he was brutally attacked, he had all his belongings robbed, even his shoes, and just hearing him just kind of got to me, so I decided to give him my shoes. And ever since that, it's just been the little things that make the big difference in people's life. And that's why most of the people are here, to spare a couple of hours to try and improve the situation that the government isn't trying to improve. You know, we're a small group, we're a non-fund, non-profitable organisation, and we just really depend on the public and the generosity of the public with donating clothes, food, whatever they can. You know, every bit is helpful. But it's just back to the main point, you know, we're here to help people out that haven't got a voice, and hopefully some people that are viewing this will actually decide to come in and stand up for what is right.
My name is Julie. I'm standing here outside Bank of Ireland. I'm doing work for the homeless, trying to make a difference, and I became aware of it, and I just want to do what I can to help.
My name is Tricia Moore. I got involved with Feed the Homeless after my son committed suicide, and just kept me going. It just kept me going. I love doing it. I'm part of a great team. I've made new friends and I've learned new skills. What stands out to me is the amount of young children that come to the table and elderly people. The elderly people really break my heart, and the young babies in the arms. It's actually shocking for what you would see on any given night here at the Homeless table.
Well, my name's Stephen Kinsey from Killock. I helped the homeless because my brother was homeless one time and he ended up committing suicide. So I was just out there to give back to the community. And I think it's wrong what I left on the streets.
My name is Paul, and one of the reasons I got involved with the homeless, and especially Tasha and Tony, I was homeless last year for 5 months, and I'm 70 years of age, and I went through a baptism hospital, and I hadn't got a clue what to do, where to go, so I came down here and looked after me, gave me food, gave me clothes, and really looked after me.
My name is Martin. The reason I got involved with Feeding the Homeless, I feel it's very important to give something back to those less fortunate than ourselves. And I think we have to show compassion to these people in society who fell on hard times through no fault of their own. And I can see the problem getting a lot worse. Definitely not, there's nothing being done. We're a very wealthy country. I can't understand why this is happening. Because 200 yards up the road we have the General Post Office, where we had 1916 had a revolution trying to solve all this. And yet today it appears to me the situation is as bad as ever. There's not a lot being done about it, and only for these people here. I hate to think where this country would be going. It's in a sad place, very, very sad place. And it's not just giving out food. People, they look for companionship, to talk to you for that 5 minutes. They're isolated all day, they know to talk to, they're walking around. So just to make that bit of contact with somebody, I think I can see the benefits to them and me. I get a lot from this, so I want to continue doing it. There was actually one incident here last week. The chap came along and he said he'd just been released from prison, and he stood there and he was shivering. And I actually promised that I didn't see him tonight. I promised I'd bring him in a coat. And the thing that struck me was the chap has been released and there's no follow-up service. So he's just left, he's abandoned. You know, there should be follow-up service. He obviously had medical problems as well, substance abuse. But it's not being treated. That is a medical problem. And I don't know, it's frightening to think where he's going to go or what he's going to do. It's just another one thrown onto the streets.
I love helping out the homeless and people on the street, because I don't like seeing people at the bottom, because I've been there myself.
My name is Natasha. I came on board with Feed Our Homeless in January 2017, and I helped set up the organisation. I don't like seeing people being hard done by, and that's what keeps me doing what I do. I see a lot of people, they don't have a voice, and I feel that if nobody stands up for them, they'll just be left. In regards to the homeless, there's a real need for what we do out here in regards to the soup kitchen and the outreach service. Like what one of the volunteers said, it's not just giving out food, it's not just giving out tea or coffee. And a lot of the time people just come down here, sometimes they wouldn't even get food, but they come down for the chat, they come down just to see a friendly face, and just to have somebody acknowledge and somebody listen to them, and that for me is priceless.